Bernie Sanders has raised a record-breaking $33 million in campaign contributions. This is according to financial data from the FEC. They say that Bernie Sanders has raised more than $33 million in the last 3 months of 2015 from a record of 2.5 million individual donations. And this is according to his campaign. Now, that breaks the record for small donations for a candidate. That was Barack Obama's record that was held by him in the fourth quarter re-election fundraising in 2011. He got 2.2 million individual donations. Bernie Sanders has crushed that. And not only has he crushed that, he crushed it earlier than Barack Obama. This is kind of huge news. I mean, even if you don't follow fundraising, even if you don't follow political campaigns, here you have Bernie Sanders, somebody who's considered an outsider, somebody who doesn't have a super PAC, raising millions and millions of dollars in order to be competitive. Now, of course, it's nothing to Hillary Clinton. However, Hillary Clinton has big corporate backers and a super PAC. So, of course, she's going to haul in lots and lots and lots of corporate money. Bernie Sanders, he don't roll that way. He's getting a lot of his 2.5 million individual donations. Now, also, a lot of that has to do with people who give less than $30. I mean, to his campaign. So he's got a lot of donors giving small amounts, but it's grassroots. It's that kind of grassroots fundraising that the Hillary Clinton camp cannot actually match. She can outraise him, but not from the people. And that's really super important. Now, the fundraising of Sanders, the Sanders campaign, comes to a year-end total of more than $73 million from more than 1 million people. Once again, that's super, super impressive. Super impressive. Now, according to the campaign, and this is important too, because what the campaign is saying is that only a few hundred people of those million donors, of those 2.5 million donations, have actually reached the campaign donation limit. That means he can keep going back to those same donors over and over again because they haven't hit the limit. Now, one of the problems with the Hillary Clinton camp, and I've covered this before, is that Hillary Clinton, her donors have maxed out. They've already given the maximum $2,700, and so she has to go and court more grassroots donors. Now, that can be a problem because here comes Bernie Sanders scooping them up. Rightly so, because he is the actual grassroots progressive in this race. So it would make sense that he's pretty much got that grassroots on lockdown, which is a great thing. Now, Clinton, by way of comparison, raised about $55 million in the last 3 months and $112 million throughout 2015. And that's according to announcements for her campaign. Now, a lot of that money, about $18 million, was through state Democratic committees. So, not from the people, but from the committees. Now, what's interesting about this, and I have an explanation why, Democratic candidates have actually out-fundraised Republicans. Well, why? Because the Republicans are a mess. Sort of channel Donald Trump here. They're a mess. It's a disaster. You still have, 13, 14 Republican candidates on that side. A lot of their donors haven't actually made a decision on who to fundraise, who to give money to. You've got a few donors that are pretty much holding back. They don't want to give to Donald Trump because they can't control him. Then they've been giving to Jeb Bush, but Jeb has been a complete low-energy disaster. So, they don't know who to give to. They've been giving some to Marco Rubio, that's for sure. He's the other establishment pick. But once again, Marco Rubio, I don't know. He's behind. He's not doing very well. He's behind Ted Cruz. Not doing very well. He's within 10 points. So, once again, the Donald Trump is the elephant in the room. I think the major donors on the Republican side are waiting until at least what they see is, okay, Donald Trump is going to implode any second now. Then we can unleash the money cannons, and whoever bows to our wishes the most will get our money. It's interesting how Donald Trump has become that wild card in the Republican Party, has actually been holding back some of those large donations. So there's my sort of idea on this. Now, interestingly enough, as Ben Carson's poll numbers slide, he raised more money than any other Republican. This is amazing. He raised about $23 million in the last quarter. Dr. Ben Carson. Ben Carson just had most of his staff quit. He lost 22 people over the holiday weekend, including his communications director and his campaign manager. Disaster. And yet, they're a rich disaster. Amazing. Now, following that on the Republican side, of course, you had Ted Cruz raising about $20 million. So I wouldn't count him out, because, boy, he's raising a lot of money. But anyway, when it comes to Sanders, record breaking.